Um, Hello, welcome back to my channel. Uh, Again, the idea behind the channel is that I'm supposed to be really tired when making videos, but to be honest, I'm always tired. So it doesn't really matter when I make them. I think I'm making a video for a while because I kind of want to speak English because I've been hanging out with English speaking people, and my co-workers from America and Spain, and I've kind of gotten really used to it, and I kind of miss it. I think it's really great. It's almost as if I feel more comfortable expressing myself in English, even though I'm definitely better at my native language, because I wouldn't have had that pause there. I would have just said the word, but I'm trying to improve my English. I'm gonna move there to America very soon, so I hope I can. I hope I'll be even better. I think my English is quite well, but I hope I'll be even better when I become way better when I move there. I kind of want to study English because I love language, and English is a very important one since it's so broadly used. And I'm trying to learn German and Spanish too because I love language. But yeah, I want to move around and live in different places, live in different parts of the world, and spend some years in Germany because German is very easy for me as a Norwegian because it's not very easy. The grammar is kind of a bitch, but it's relatively easy to understand German words. I can guess them because they're similar to Norwegian. And then I wanna go to Paris so bad. Look at my outfit today is very like French kind of this dress. I recently bought it, so I really like it. This first time I'm wearing it. And I'm going to go to Spain soon, hopefully, to visit my coworkers and learn some Spanish. But yeah, I'm definitely moving to America, and then I'll learn and become way better at English, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm trying to become better at English by reading. Well, I'm not really. That's not really the reason why. I'm trying to learn more too, and I love reading. And today I just finished a new book, Maggie Cassidy by Jack Kerouac. And I gotta say, I really liked it. I started because when it comes to reading, I'm trying to make it a habit. So when I was working this summer at my summer job, which was just the most beautiful job in the world, it was the most beautiful place in the world. Truly, it's absolutely gorgeous, a tiny town. Every lunch break, I would go down to the pier and sit and read. And I read Brave New World, which I don't think I'm going to talk about that because people have a lot, and I haven't read 1984, which I feel like everyone, whenever they talk about one of them, they bring up the other. So I got to get on that. I've read 1Q84 by Murakami. And I guess that also has some references to that. I kind of know what 1984 is about, but I really should put that on my reading list very soon since I just finished Brave New World. That actually makes a lot of sense. But it's fall, and like last fall, I'm starting to get into the Beat generation again. And last fall I read, what did I read last fall? I read On the Road. Actually, that might be 2 autumns ago. Anyway, I love, and I read like some. I read Junkie by Burroughs and Allen Ginsberg biography, and that's the only like full works I've read by. One of them is I've only read 2 works by the Beat generation. I've just so far Junkie and On the Road, and then I've just read a bunch about their lives because I think they're all of them, Burroughs and Ginsberg and Lucian Carr, and especially Neil Cassidy, and I've read Off the Road too. But yeah, all of them are just, and everyone else that they're involved with is just very, very interesting. So I just read a bunch about their lives, but I should probably learn about, not only know what they were up to, but actually read their work. So I'm working on that now. So I finished Maggie Cassidy today, and I liked it. I think I got through it. I started reading it when I was on my lunch breaks at the pier, and it was raining, and the mountains, the fjords were in the background, very beautiful. And then I finished it today. Today I just read like half of it because it's not very long. It's only like 195 pages or something. But even though it's short, I found it kind of difficult to get through. The language is it's very flowery. It reads almost like a poem in a way. Like it's very much like the sentences are just very, very long as usual with him. Very like, but at the same time I feel like the energy was, because it worked really well with On the Road, that the sentences were long and fast and had a bunch of words and just like threw a bunch of stuff. And I think it was slower, the sentences was slower, if that makes sense, in Maggie Cassidy. But they were still kind of fast, and there wasn't, it was just the kind of the, it worked when he was talking about track, because it's about, Jack being a, Jack Jean, being a track star and like football player, or like just, and when it was talking about him like running and everything, it made sense. Like then it was very nice the way he wrote very fast sentences, very long sentences, and I think those parts were very well written. But then other parts were just a bunch of descriptions. I don't like when he keeps saying like referencing street names, and just it was a bit messy, especially because there was a lot of words that I don't know them. I don't know if he's, I'm not a native English speaker, but even if you were, I guess it was a lot of slang and a lot of old style words too, because they were written in like 1953 or something, and published in 1959. But I think I didn't love the language, and it was just a bit messy, and I gotta say I didn't love the book. I'm happy I read it. I guess it's a good book, and sometimes I think that it's written very beautifully. I wish I could appreciate it 100% because I couldn't understand it 100%, but I still think that it was pretty, and I understood what was going on, and it was, yeah, Maggie Cassidy, crazy girl. I actually read it because, for my second Kerouac book, it might be a weird choice, but not really, because it was supposed to be a part of like a two-parter, like On the Road. It was supposed to like be together. He wanted to name the main character Sal Paradise, like the main character in On the Road, which are both basically him, basically Jack Kerouac. It's not even a self-insert, it's just literally like kind of semi-biographical. But he couldn't do that because the publisher wouldn't let him, and didn't let him publish it either for some time. Where was I going with this? I just think that I didn't love the book, but I guess it was a correct choice to read that one after On the Road, because then it's like kind of two-party supposed to be his life before. But I started reading it because my favorite of the best minds of the Beat generation is Neil Cassidy. I love him. He's so cool. I love him so much. It's sad he never finished the book, but it's fine because he lives in everyone else's books, and he's just such a character. And I don't know, and just him existing is inspiring. It doesn't even have to be like a person. Like, I don't admire his works like I do with Allen Ginsberg's poems and stuff, but it's just him as a person, as I see through all of the other Beat generation poets, and I'm happy he was there. And he's like, just, I don't know, I could do a whole video, a whole rant about him, because I really like Neil Cassidy, which is why I also loved On the Road, since it starred him, Dean Moriarty, and but I thought that Maggie Cassidy was about Carolyn Cassidy, Neil's wife, because she had a thing with Jack Kerouac. So I thought, oh, cool, did he write a book about her? And as I usually do when I read books, I don't read anything about them because I don't want to be spoiled. I just like, okay, this book, like maybe I read a bit on the maybe I'll read like a tiny bit on the back, like to just see like what's going on. But usually it's just like, oh, Brave New World, everyone's talking about it, I'm gonna read it. I don't know what it's about, I'm gonna read because it seems like it's just a classic. Everyone reads in English. I didn't read it in English class. We didn't really get to read that many books. We only read like Looking for Alaska by John Green, which I've already read by that time because it was like many years after he was popular, and kind of we were too old to read that. I don't know why we didn't get to read cool books like Brave New World, but maybe it's a good thing because then I want to read them and then enjoy them. It's not just like, oh, I have to read this for class. So maybe it's a good thing. So, and kind of how I decide, like Murakami, I'm just like, oh, Beat Generation, I want to read books by the Beat Generation because I just love them as people, or like, I mean, they were definitely problematic to say the least, but I kind of look up to them in a way. It's just very cool, and I love how, especially the quote that's like, I love those mad to live, mad to die, desirous of whatever. I don't know. I don't remember the quotes. I'm getting there. I'm starting to become a quote person, but not yet. I'm gonna get a book and start writing down quotes I like because I enjoy that. I think that's really cool. A fun thing to do because I want to remember when I hear something that strikes a chord with me. I want to remember it and cherish it and be able to quote it because it's it's really cool. Like sometimes like I can't describe what I'm feeling, but those people could, and they shared their description with me and with the world, and I want to then I should take use of that and start remembering quotes. I want to remember quotes basically. So I think Maggie Cassidy was a good book. Even though it was short, I'm happy it was short because there's no way I would have read another 200 pages of that. I wouldn't have gotten through it because, as I said, the language was kind of and it wasn't really that like didn't interest me that much either. He's having this high school, this romance with this kind of crazy girl who's just wants to get married. I guess that's not as that crazy at the time, but since they're all married and divorced and married and divorced, so everyone was kind of like that. But still, I just thought I didn't find it that cute. I didn't find it that funny. It wasn't really much that exciting. I didn't really feel for the character. I didn't really care about any of the character. I didn't care for Jack. I mean, I kind of don't like Jack Kerouac as a person anyway, so maybe that's a problem. But I didn't really care for Jack. I didn't care for Maggie. I didn't care for any of his friends, or I mean, his family seemed nice, even though I know his mother was kind of. Feels kind of, you shouldn't insult anyone's mother, but at the same time, a lot of people have children, and he's still like Kerouac's mother, she just seemed really nice in the novel, but she turned out not so nice, which is crazy. But that's actually pretty cool, and I do think it's pretty cool that I thought, because when it was getting closer to the end and he was talking about going to Columbia, I was just like, oh, he's gonna meet them, he's gonna meet Neil Cassidy and be like, wow, there it is, and be like totally in love with him basically, and just be like, this is so cool and so excited and meet everyone. And unfortunately that's the next novel, where with Alan as Carlo Marx and all of those people, and it's on the road. But actually, something's very funny is my friend is gonna come visit me now, and we're gonna watch Kill Your Darlings, a movie about Allen Ginsberg and Lucian Carr, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Dane DeHaan. I've seen it before, but that was before I read Allen Ginsberg's biography, and also spent countless of hours on Wikipedia reading about all of the beats. So I didn't know what the hell, I understood the movie, but it's not correct, and my best friend explained it to me because she's been in love with Beat Generation longer than I have. I'm looking forward to seeing, because I've been wanting to see it ever since I read his biography, and just be like, okay, maybe she told me. And also now I'm gonna care so much more, because now it's like, damn, this isn't just like some short movie about some people, some characters I have to try to care for in like an hour or two or whatever. It's like these people I've read like this huge ass book. It's like 500. I don't know. It was a really big book and it was terrible. It was the letters were also like tiny. His biography is like the craziest thing I ever read because I am a dummy. But I'm trying to get smarter, and they had a reading comprehension test today, and I'm a good reader, but I could be an excellent reader. So I'm gonna keep pushing and keep getting better. My reading comprehension is almost excellent, but my speed can be faster. I've always been a fast reader, but I need to. But you know, when you're like really good at reading as a kid, and then everyone else catches up, I'm gonna get up there again, go be on top. So I'm gonna start reading more, and I already have, and I started reading again late next year, I think. And I realized I've actually read a couple of books this year, which makes me happy because I didn't read shit for so many years, and now I'm starting to read again, which I think is very important. And I have a lot to say, so this video is hella long, and it's probably just a vlog for me. But I am looking forward to meeting her and rewatching the movie, because then it's gonna be like it's gonna be so different to see like this. It's not just some random characters that I have to suddenly care for. These are people I know very well, even though I've of course never met them, but I know so much about them now, and I can see everything that is wrong. And I can learn. Not learn, but realize what's wrong and what's right, and get to see all this character, and I can't wait. And and Dandy Hound is also like the most handsome person in existence, especially in that movie. I think that is like the most attractive thing. The most attractive thing. That's a weird way to put it. But Dandy Hound looks really good in that movie, and so of course I'm looking forward to that too. And the movie itself is just very pretty and aesthetic. So I think we're gonna have a grand time. So I actually need to go and get some beers from the store, because of course we're gonna be drinking some wine and some beer, and I got the cookies, and I actually got some cheese too, some fancy cheese, so we can eat some fancy cheese. It's gonna be great, and I love Killer Darlings, and it's gonna be really interesting to rewatch it now with all my knowledge, which I've been saying. I've been saying the same thing for like 3 minutes. I guess I'm not very good at being concise. But I love talking. I love chatting to people. Today I've been chatting. I went to a cafe where I met some friends, and and now I'm gonna chat with my BFF, and yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a good day, probably because I wore this new dress that I really like. I think I'm gonna go shopping tomorrow, because I get paid for the first time in my life, and I'm gonna get some Dr. Martens that I wanted for several years. And since my old ones broke, because I'm a stupid person who brings their favorite shoes to the festival. Well, they were like 5 years old at that time anyway, or like older even, so it's not like they were it's fine that they broke. But I'm gonna get new ones finally. I'm looking forward to that, and then I gotta figure out which new book to start. I have a couple, but I need to either borrow them for a longer time, extend my loan, or to go and put them in the library, give them back to the library. And this video is 20 minutes long, so I'm gonna end it now. And also, I need to go to the store before it closes, because it's gonna close soon. Yes. Anyway, Maggie Cassidy, pretty good book, but kind of not that good too.